Wow. Congratulations, graduates. And thank you, Mrs. Gursky. And to all of you who have welcomed me and provided me this exceptional honor. This is unreal. But I have to say something before I speak. But my experience of meeting some of you today and spending the day with you, I'm truly impressed. You're very unique. I've worked with students my whole career. There's something special about you people. Mr. Vella told me that, and I experienced it today. I like the fact that you are very connected to each other. It seems like you support each other very well, and that made this experience coming up here even more important to me. The other thing is, after I get speaking about the topic I chose, I think you'll understand why it's absolutely more fitting now after I met you. So never in my life did I imagine I would be standing here. What an honor to be here with you all and be able to give back to the place I call home. Let me start by saying, get out your smartphones and start taking notes on what I'm about to tell you. See, I don't usually write speeches. I teach. So think of this as your last class of high school and your first class in what's to come. What I'm going to say is probably not going to be glamorous and probably won't bring me a standing ovation, but I want to be able to do my best for you, so here goes. It took me quite a while to figure out why I was supposed to be here tonight. Like, why me? Why did Mr. Vella want me to come here and talk to you? See, Mr. Vella knows my life story, and he knows that I am nothing without this town. I had to really search within to figure out why, the purpose. What did he want me to bring to you this evening? No, it's not an Oprah thing. You're not all getting cars when you go out to the parking lot tonight. Although I am giving you a gift. For anyone who wants it, I'm going to give you free access to my company's software program to help you build the skills for your success. See, my company's CEO is sitting out there right now in the audience, and I'm sure she's saying, what? Did he really just do that? Yep, I did. Just email me later, and we'll work out the details. But back to why I'm here. So finally, I got it. Hope. He wanted me to bring you hope. But first, let's get something clear. My version of hope is probably not exactly President Obama's version of hope, or the one you've come to know. And my version of hope is not the typical one, where you wish for something and it will come true. Hope is not a wish. No. Hope for me is so much more. So tonight what I bring you is hope. That is what I want to give you as your graduation gift, and in thanks to this great school system and wonderful community that gave me hope. So what is hope, really? Hope, by the way, is greatly misunderstood. Is hope a dream? Well, sort of, but not really in totality. Is it the light at the end of the tunnel? If you believe there is an end, then perhaps it is. Is it a bridge? Yes, it is. A bridge is hope. It is a way to get from here to there, and a way is a means. That means is skill, or what I call an identity. Yes, hope is giving people the way, the skills, and identity that fits them. Hope requires three things. Here they are, write them down. Text them, post them in your social media, wherever you need to put them. I want you to be able to use this information. Number one, hope requires a past, your history, where you came from, how you got here today. Second, hope requires a present. A present is our relationships, because in the present, that is what matters most and all we really have. And thirdly, hope needs a future, and the future is built through skills, identities that fit you. So let me teach you something about hope. But tonight, I'm changing up the order. We won't be going past, present, future. That would be too easy. First, it will be the future, you, the graduates, and your future. And then it will be the past. I will tell you a little about me and why the past matters. And then the present. We will discuss what matters more than anything in life. Water. Now, for your future and hope. Having an identity that fits you in life is a skill. It is a means, a way in which we go into our lives and express who we are. To activate our potential, meet our purpose or purposes. It is the tool of our expression. It is our skill. I've spent my entire career studying, researching, understanding talent, intelligence, and achievement, with the intention always to help all people better activate their potential. Yes, activate potential, not reach it. By the way, no one ever reaches potential. It is endless in you. Hang on to that fact. It will work for you your whole life. See, we all have talents and abilities, but the difference will be this. Do you have the skill? Can you use that talent, or is it just something you live off like an inheritance? Skill is the defining piece when it comes to developing your talents in life. You can be born with an obvious talent. You can appear to excel at a young age with your talents, but this will be short-lived if you don't develop skills from that talent. And with potential, no two of you are alike. So you all have the potential to have your own unique set of skills. And by the way, there is no competition, because if no two of you are alike, then no two of you have to compete for the same resources or experience. Now, isn't that nice to know going out into life? That it really isn't a competition. One size fits no one. What you do have in common is talent, and that talent is yours to develop into skill, or as I might say, into an identity that fits you. For that skill to fit, you must validate it. No one else ultimately can tell you who you can be. By the way, I think you people have this down. I see so much individuality and expression of individuality with you that I really appreciate it. That skill must be affirmed, developed, challenged so it works. A skill has to affiliate, connect you with others. If you can't relate to people, connect with them, you will not thrive. Through your skills is the only way you thrive as a person. If you think you do it alone, you don't, so get over it. When you're a good mechanic, you will have great relationships. Your parents know what I mean. And the last part of skill or an identity that fits you is purpose. That skill will activate your purpose, your potential in life. So when someone says they don't know what their purpose is, it comes back to one thing. They do not have their skills developed. Well, if you don't have a skill to use a hammer, you can't build a temple for salvation. Hope is skill. I think you might be getting it now. Now, more of your future and why I'm talking so much about skill. So if identity is skill, then let's discuss how skill, or living a life that fits you and fits into your generation's challenge to solve. Your generation is faced with a very complex challenge. No matter what you do for a livelihood after you leave here, you will all have this challenge in common. If you wait tables, work in a mill, office job, whatever it is, you'll be part of this challenge. Here is the challenge. You're the tail end generation of the information age. So much so that most of you have spent your life up to this point filling your minds with data and facts, and lots of them. You guys can wiki anything, and you do. By the way, in 20 years, if you want to go on Jeopardy, you will do quite well. Here's the dilemma. Information is useless. Useless unless you can do something with it. And it is also even more useless if you just dump it into your mind without organizing all that stuff in your heads. Life is not a multiple choice test where you are given the cues for retrieving the answers. Life is more like a complex essay, a story that has to be written with meaning and creativity. What is happening now in our society is this. We're creating an enormous gap between generating information and our ability to process that information, to use that information effectively in creating, solving life's problems, and building enterprises. This is probably the greatest achievement gap in history, by the way. And guess what? It is your generation's challenge, and it will be solved through you developing your skills to use that information. This is your challenge for your future, and I do think you are all up to the challenge based on what Mr. Vela has told me about your class and what I've experienced earlier today with you. It is a challenge that will be solved by the crowd, all of you. And the good part is, which most of you don't realize, you can begin right now because you already do have some of the skills to do this. This is your challenge. This will be the defining piece that will make or break your generation. And it won't be all about those of you who go on to college. This challenge has to be solved in every workplace, every school, every institution, together, all of you. So there is hope for your future. Now the second part of hope, the past. Everything I ever accomplished is rooted in this school system, in this town, and in this community of people. My past. I did none of this on talent alone. I developed my identities, and the skills and the results produced can never be separated from my past. You may be one of those people who feel like high school was the time of your life and you will never forget it. Well, that may be true. The part where it was the best time of your life, I certainly hope there is more though, but that part where you'll never forget it, that part, yep, that is very true. And if you thought this was the worst time of your life and you wish you could forget it, well, I hope the worst time is over for now and it gets better. But forgetting it, nope, not happening. If you think you will walk out of here tonight and put all of this behind you, you won't. If you think you can forget your past, don't even try. Remember, it is part of hope. Well, where do I start? I will tell you some of my story. The rest of you have to wait for the motion picture version. Just kidding. Well, maybe, you never know, right? So there is hope. There is no hope, then, now, or ever, without the past of my life. And when I talk about the past, I'm talking about my life growing up right here in Danville. The schools, the people, the community. I've had the fortune so far in life to have made some significant contributions, some notable, some that I judge as significant that nobody probably else may notice. Regardless, my greatest contributions, both judged by my peers and by myself, are rooted in my past. Here in Danville, and the things I plan to do from here on out are still a result of my past, and particularly my past experiences in school. Most people don't want to admit that our educational systems, our teachers, our communities, where we raise our children, is where the seeds of hope were and are planted. As a child, I was not what some refer to, though, as a normal child. I could draw exceptionally well at a very young age. My interests in life were not like other kids, and not just my interest in what I like to do, but in who I liked as well, if you get my drift. I had severe challenges with my reading and writing and some exceptional abilities in other ways. Teachers never knew what to do with me. Ask Ron Kanaski. The adults were often fighting about what was best for Andy and how he should be taught and treated and disciplined. It wasn't always fun, as you may imagine. Sometimes fun for me, though. I was smart enough to get by, not the greatest grades, but doable, lousy SATs. Challenges after challenges. There were some teachers I know I drove insane. But guess what? It was actually those teachers who I thought were out to get me that actually gave me the greatest hope. They gave me the challenge I needed to make a difference in the world. They fought with me and for me because they cared, regardless of their understanding of me at the time. They really tried, or else they wouldn't have tangled with me or related to me. Teachers don't usually get to know that they changed the world. But I'm here to tell you and them that they did have an impact, yes, my past, that can't be forgotten or gone unmentioned. Okay. Here are some of those people. You might recognize the names. Mr. Bill Elder, Mrs. Barbara Need, Mr. Charles Berkey, Mr. Craig Hort, Mr. Larry Ritchie, Mr. Hurley Baylor, Mr. Jeff Brandt, Mr. Ron Kanaski. There are many more. There is one, though, in particular that really made my past worth it. I am forever grateful to her. She taught me skills. She taught me how to teach others to be who they are and to build their skills. Her name, by the way, is Mrs. Mary Fallon Schultz. She's sitting right there. Mrs. Fallon and all those other relationships from the past combined allowed me to make an enormous contribution as a pioneer and one of the creators of the field of counseling the gifted and talented and exceptional children, which has changed the lives of thousands and thousands of children and thousands of exceptional children and adults to come. See, we never do it alone. These people from your past cannot be forgotten. They give us hope by building our skills, helping us build identities that fit us and that we can use in life. They gave me a reason to change the world. They gave me hope. They have a huge impact on the world. Unfortunately, we don't take the time to tell them, and that is part of why I stand here tonight. It is to tell that story in a way that you will come to see your past differently, that you can leave here this evening with the awareness that all the experiences and people, really the people, up to this point in your life matter. That is the hope. That is your future. These people, these experiences, this school system. So please support your schools in your life and your teachers and your children's teachers and your community. They are you and they are your hope. So now part 3 of hope, something even greater than you and me, us. And that is the present. The present, the most important part of hope, and my hope for you. What really matters is our relationships in this moment. So turn around and look at those people, your parents. Give them hope. Build your skills, respect your past, where you came from, and have real relationships with them. Let me tell you what is happening for them right now in this moment. See, they aren't worried about you. They believe in you. They know what you're capable of, and then some. They know you're going to be okay. They have hope and they have faith in you. They're sitting here right now this evening going through what I've been going through and having to come here and write this speech. Reviewing our lives, having to face our past, our dreams, our hopes, taking inventory. This isn't easy for me or them. We have to see ourselves through you and for them. There is something else going on, even more important. These folks, your parents, sitting behind you, yes, sitting behind you, they are scared to death. Some of them won't admit it, but some will. And why are they scared? They are afraid about you growing up. They are asking, will you be there for them as you move on in your life? Will they matter anymore? Now that a good portion of their job is done. See, they want and need reassurance that you will have a relationship with them for the rest of their lives. They want to know these things. So let me give you some advice about how to be there for them. Tell them. Just tell them you're not leaving. I don't mean you're going to move in forever. I mean you're not leaving the relationship. And something else. Stop expecting so much from them. It's time to grow up. And there really is only one way we grow up. It's when we realize that our parents are human beings in their own right, that they did the best they could to raise us, and we in turn give back to them by appreciating them. Stop demanding them to be perfect. Start giving to them whatever you think they should have been giving to you. I promise you, so help me God. If you can make this shift in life where you love your parents as imperfect beings and commit to a relationship with them forever, you will have something that is more important than any career, job, success, or generational challenge. You will have your parents till death do you part and beyond. So when you're out tonight celebrating, don't do anything too stupid. These folks want a lifetime with you. And you know what? They deserve it, and so do you. That is hope. God bless you, and God bless Danville, PA. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Andy, for coming home and joining us in this graduation celebration. On behalf of the class of 2013, we'd like you to accept this gift.
Oh, thank you, guys.
I'd like us all to take a minute and close our eyes. Imagine that feeling you got, or will get, the first time you walk through those huge, majestic gates at the Magic Kingdom and see the giant Cinderella castle standing in front of you. How wonderful and exciting is this feeling? Now, which ride are you going to sprint to stand in a 2-hour line for? Okay, open your eyes. Did you ever stop and wonder how many people had to work behind the scenes to make that magical world so immaculate and amazing for each visit? The past 2 years serving as the class advisor has given me a true appreciation for all the behind-the-scenes work that goes into producing the talented graduates sitting before us today. From organizing a prom and graduation to having Mrs. Fellon and Mrs. Fazio on speed dial for help along the way, these 2 years have been full of moments I will not forget. We as advisors have appreciated all the help from the students, parents, and amazing staff we have here behind the scenes at Danville Area School District. Graduates, as you imagine yourself walking through Disney and choosing your favorite rides, think about what Danville High School has taught you. While traveling rapidly down Splash Mountain, you can now calculate your velocity thanks to Mr. Deal. Or when riding the small boat around It's a Small World, you can recognize the languages and locations from your time spent with that energetic language department. You can sing or play air guitar perfectly along with the rock and roll roller coaster with all the help from band and chorus. Perhaps it's a feeling you get in the pit of your stomach from fear and anxiety that was felt before your first AP exam that's reignited on the Tower of Terror. Or the terrifying experience from encountering aliens like Mr. Gump and Mrs. Gursky in The Office. As you leave here today, just remember, wherever your life experiences take you, you can always phone home.
Walt Disney is quoted to have said, "All of our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them." Class of 2013, we have watched you grow from wide-eyed, curious kindergartners to seasoned, intelligent seniors in high school. As a parent and a teacher, I have personally witnessed many of you reach the dreams that you have imagined for yourselves, and I have known those dreams